These two guys.
These two guys. It's these two guys.
Well, how is it going out there? George Henry here.
And Larry Richardson.
And we're these two guys. And it's been a heck of a week. I don't know about you.
Yeah. It's been ups and downs, literally.
Yeah. And plane taking off and landing.
Yeah. So, we like to kind of reflect on what happened to us during the week. I was at a cremation ash scattering ceremony we were doing. And I wanted to take some footage using a drone. And it was a perfect storm of
the wrong things happening.
Everything was wrong. Everything was wrong. It was windy, first of all. It was on a boat that was moving. Never do that. There was a small kid that was driving, which was not the kid's fault. It was not the kid's fault at all. I just should never have launched the drone. So drone went up in the air, flying somewhat straight, got a gust of wind, sent it one direction. I tried to push it out past the boat, got another piece of wind and sent it on top of the boat, flipped over, hovered over the water perfectly as I'm still trying to push up on the controller as a swell came and just finished taking it out.
That's not good. So no more drone.
Oh, it's always going to be another drone.
Well, yeah, but no more that drone.
Yeah,
that drone's gone.
And to make it, the sad part is that the recording, because I only had a memory card on the drone, some of the later model drones, you can put a memory card in the drone and on the controller. And what that does is if you do lose the drone, you still have your footage.
So I'm guessing the new drone will have that advantage?
Oh, this one had it too, but I only had one memory card.
Oh, because the other one's here.
The other one's right there.
No. I feel so bad now.
Perfect storm of everything. So the last footage I can see on the controller was the swell that came and took out the drone.
Wow.
So it's but the cool thing about these drones is they do have an insurance process you can pay, and
did you have insurance on?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So they'll look at it. They'll look at the footage. You pay like some co-pay or whatever, and then they'll send you another drone. So.
Well, I didn't have quite a week like that. Of course, when we got through editing last week's video on Jimmy Kimmel being canceled or almost canceled, we used some footage from the Daily Show and the Late Show. Now, CBS and Paramount have issues when you do something like that. Now, however, I believed, and I shared with you that we were using it as fair use, which gives us, because we're doing commentary on it, we have a right to use it. Right. Now, they both agreed on that, but by the time they released the video and we posted it on there, Kimmel was back at work. He'd already had 6.8 million viewers that night, and I think it was Wednesday or Thursday when they actually said, "Yeah, you can post it."
Oh yeah, our video.
Yeah.
And then there was also changes where between that time, Nexstar agreed to air.
Put it back on the air.
Put it back on the air.
Yeah, and then Sinclair was kind of a holdout, and then after they said they would put it back on the air, and Disney said they'd put it back on the air, several stations along the coast. In fact, Kimmel, he referenced it in his monologue that, Seattle wouldn't be watching, Portland wouldn't be watching. Yeah. And then Portland got a lot of feedback from their ABC consumers, and they decided to go ahead and throw him back on the air. Yeah. And now I understand, I don't know if it's because of that, but I understand that the National Guard's going to be coming to Portland, sent by the Trump administration to kind of, because it's a horrible city. And Senator Ron Wyden posted some video of the ICE facility there, how it was calm. There was nobody there. There's no protesters. There was nothing going on there like that. And he's like, he actually, in the thing, I might be misquoting him. The word he used, I got it right. But he said, "Stay the hell out of our city," is basically what he said.
Isn't that where the Ice Cube's van got his tour bus got torched or something like that?
I did see that he was in Portland and that his bus caught fire.
Yeah, his bus caught fire.
Did that because someone thought it was an ice bus?
That's the joke.
Yeah.
That's so far, until we can confirm it, the running joke is that people thought that was actually an ice vehicle instead of Ice
Right.
Cube the rapper.
Right.
So I have not seen. I just like I said, I've been out of it for the last couple of days. Been out of town, and I did see some highlights here and there on it. So I'm kind of curious to see exactly what the backstory is.
Well, there's another joke going around too that that the ice cream truck is not going through certain neighborhoods now because people are afraid they see the word ice and they scatter. In fact, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel that said that on his return show after that.
Oh my goodness.
A couple other things that were updated. We had our post about the Oregon Coast Military Museum, and there have been some changes over there now. The board president, Gary Cannon, who was at the center of the controversy there, being the father of the perpetrator, of the accused, and so he and Jeffrey have both been dismissed, and Jeffrey's no longer on paid administrative leave. And in like notes, you remember me mentioning Patrick Ritter.
Yes.
He was the one who made the disgusting comment about the female on there. Well, he is going around and he is filing suit. He's filing a $10 million lawsuit on Coast Radio, the Oregonian, the Registered Guard, and about 15 or 20 other people in there. And of course, he doesn't really have a case. There's no case because in the beginning of the video, the beginning of the audio, you could hear her say, "I am recording this."
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And even further down the line, the radio station here is not responsible because, we reported what we saw from the Registered Guard and from KATU and from several of the different radio stations on there. So it's like, it's just a pain in the ass kind of thing.
So that's what he's citing, is the fact that he was recorded without his permission.
He was recorded without his permission, and his character was impugned.
Did a lot of that himself.
I think he impugned his own.
He did a lot of that
character.
himself. I don't know if you guys have you heard the audio. Actually, there's no video, but I think we can play that. Right? Is that
We could.
or we can link to it. Maybe.
Yeah. I think what we'll do is we'll probably link to it. I'll throw a link up in the video here to where you can listen to that if you want to hear that. And so let's see what's going on there. On another thing, I don't know if you had a chance to look at that. Have you seen the Pop videos yet?
No.
All right, I'm going to show one here, and this is sort of the new viral popcorn thing that's going on right now. So take a look at this.
Welcome to the popcorn revolution. If you're a popcorn fan, then you definitely want to stick around for this one. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, a revolutionary mechanism and a bunch of different pop flavors. We got Pickle Monster, Maui Heat, Super Butter, Fancy Butter, Cinnalicious, and Salty Caramel.
So that's kind of a cool new viral popcorn thing that's going on right now. And when I first saw this, I said, Larry, you and I ought to do this. We ought to test it out.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a box of it. It just came in. I've left it unopened because we're going to do it all on video. We'll do it, we'll open it on video. We'll unbox it. We'll do an unboxing, and that'll be our next show on there because it'll take a little while to get the popcorn popped and everything. But Larry, you said you were a popcorn aficionado, or you could live on popcorn.
I could live both.
Yeah.
Both. I know my stuff.
Yeah. Well, good. So this is going to be exciting, and then we'll link it to some of their videos as well. And then we'll post it on there, and we'll take a look at that.
Oh, pop, pop.
Yeah, pop. The other thing is some of you may have noticed we have a few new spokespeople that are pushing our brand right now on Facebook and on Reels and stuff like that, and courtesy of AI.
Some really big guys. Some
really big guys.
Really big names. Household names.
Household names. Yes. In fact, if you're a Pacific Northwester, you're very familiar with these guys already.
Very funny video. How did you get into that?
I first chat GPT'd it, and I asked, who are the top producers of these type of videos? So it gave me a list of all the ones there. So I chose one. And I got a bone to pick with these people first off, and I'm gonna do it on the video so that they can hear it if they're watching. But I got the really well done videos, but you buy credits. So basically, what you do is you buy a plan, and the plan gives you so many credits a month. And then with those credits, you create a video. So you text a video and you say, I want the video to look like this. I want, the Sasquatch in there, and I want them to wear our hoodie on it, or I want them to drink a cup of coffee or something like that. So you put that all in there, and then you produce the video. Well, the videos, it took several different tries to get a decent video from this. This is one of the things you need to learn when you're doing this, is that these things are not foolproof. Right. But I put a request into the company to give us back some of the credits, because the mistakes that it made were not an error in misreading what I wrote to put down. So I uploaded our logo, and then the first video came out. The guy had no hoodie on, and he had a little logo on his chest.
I saw him. It was kind of free floating too. It was just kind of free floating on the chest. That's like one of the
that's
first
another
ones.
one. Yeah, no, that was a later one actually. But it had some other video on there, and then there was another one where I said, drinking out of our water bottle, and I uploaded the water bottle, and then he's drinking out of some plain water bottle, and I'm like, no, that's not what it was. So I had to redo the video, and it cost me credits. So during the process of building these few, marketing things, I had an extra $50 in credits. You buy $10 at a time, So I had to buy an extra $50 in credits just to get these few videos. And I guess if you're like a television marketing guy, it's probably a pretty inexpensive process. Yeah. But for this, and it's like they came back to me and said, no, this is expected. This is, I said, so I wrote him back. I said, so there is no expectation of correctness with your platform?
Right. Their software is giving the errors or having problems, but you're expected.
But yeah, we're expected to pay for it. We're expected to pay the user end. End users expected to pay for it. And I just have a real problem with that from a company standpoint. If I didn't deliver on what I said I could deliver on, I wouldn't charge the customer.
Right.
And so we're still in the process of hearing back from them the second time. I heard back the third time, and they're saying, no, we're not giving you back any credits because it doesn't meet. And I'm like, if you watch the videos and they can access my account, so they can access the script and everything. They can see where I asked for and what I asked for. And they're like, no, we're not giving your money back. And I think, I think the FTC needs to get involved in this. Yeah.
And it's I would imagine there's a bunch of these companies out there. Right?
There are. And when I was researching them, there's one that on their website shows beautiful videos and just in similar pricing of the Runway ML, which is the one I have a problem with. So I said, oh man, I'm going to get this one instead. But then I said, well, before I do that, let me do some research. Let me do some research. Because I could have done the free version, but you don't even know what's going to happen there. So I did a little research, and when they do the negatives and positives, usually they'll come out with the positive, the pros, and then the cons. Right. Well, this one came out with the cons first, and the cons list was very long. And when the pros list it said, very few people are saying positive things about this. Some think it's a scam. So it's like, if you get very few and in fact, if I'd have done that with the Runway ML, I might have come up with the same thing. But when I did it again just yesterday, it came up with they're like the top. They're like the top producer of this stuff, and I'm like, so I have to figure out how to be able to do some of these things with limited amount of redos.
Right. Yeah. See how that's actually done. Those videos look really good.
It's pretty cool. Pretty much it's text to video.
So you just type out exactly what you want.
Yeah, type out exactly what you want. I want a Sasquatch walking through the forest wearing our hoodie with our logo on it. And I want him to say, I want him to laugh, or I want him to say this, is particularly, pinching one off behind a log or something, And I got a little flack from one of the ladies that works for us. I showed her the two different versions. I got the one version that's just kind of cleaned up. Hey, I listen to these. Then I did that one. She goes, well, no woman's going to watch that if you put that up there. No one's going to watch your podcast. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
But on Saturday in Florence was the Festival of Books, and I did a live remote for the radio station over there and talked to a lot of people. And there's a couple authors that were interested in coming on and talking about their books
Oh, that's good.
on here. And there was also a guy that's got a audio podcast on there. It's a creative writing thing where he's been doing it since 2013. So he's been doing it for 12 years. And I was talking to him about how you build your audience and how you build that. And, he's looking at similar things that we are, kind of a slow start, kind of, low volume there of people that are watching. But again, it was, he started rolling on it when he started getting other people that were a little bit higher up the chain as far as, guests that he could get on there, And so we've got a few people that we'd like to get on here and see what we can do.
Are these fiction?
Fiction and nonfiction. Now, this guy was a nonfiction writer. He wrote a book on Steve Prefontaine, and that is apparently the quintessential book on this guy. But his thing is about creative writing, so he does have a lot of nonfiction authors. But yeah, there was fiction authors in there. There were nonfiction authors. There was a guy that did both. One guy was doing stuff around the Civilian Conservation Corps in Oregon when that was during the big deal back then, and then he also had some satire fiction on the military, like Catch-22 kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I bought one book today for my father-in-law, which is about walking and maintaining balance as you get older. I learned some interesting stuff about that today too.
So yeah, speaking of books, that'll be pretty cool. And you yourself, you're an author.
Yeah. So, thanks for bringing it up. Yeah. But yeah, I've got one book that's published on Amazon, and if you can see it here, and I could put a copy of it. It's called Shades of Eden, and I got hardback and paperback. Now, you can order it on Amazon under Shades of Eden. But if you want a signed copy, you can always put comments down below, and I'll give you a deal on them. One's $19.99, the other one's $12.99. But I'll give you 25% off on that, and I'll ship it to you for free. So if you want to do that, but it's an interesting book. I love the premise of it. I came up with it many years ago. It's been in the writing works for a long time, and this female archaeologist discovers the tomb of Adam and Eve, but she does so in South America. And she's trying to bring this to light. She wants to, she's excited, she found the tomb of Adam and Eve, so she wants to bring this to light. Well, the American government doesn't want that. It's set 50 years in the future. We're still in Iraq. We're still having problems in Afghanistan. The Middle East is really tumultuous like it is
now
in real life. Well, like it's been for thousands of years. Right. So the revelation that the religious center of the world didn't come from the Middle East would blow the whole place up. I mean, right. it would just, nobody would have any cares or concerns anymore. And so the American government was worried that with all their people over there and the situation, that if she gets and reveals this information, it would be total devastation over there. So the American government is sending out assassins to kill her. And there's one guy in the American government who's the antithesis to her. He's an archaeologist that works for the government. He's trying to keep her from getting killed, but yet he's still working within that group that's trying to kill her. So it's pretty neat, and it's going all through the U.S., and then it goes through England, and then it goes down in Afghanistan, and then into Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. So it's pretty good.
Sounds very good.
I enjoyed writing it, and it's not finished. It's part one.
Part one. Yeah. So there's multiple parts.
Yeah, there's multiple parts. Part two is this comes right up to where things are getting to a head.
Okay. So you get to learn who the players are,
right?
The whole politics behind it, kind of setting everything up for the next two. Yeah. Is it one or two more?
It'll probably be two more.
Two more.
Yeah, it'll be a trilogy. Seems to be the way everybody's doing it these days, But if you're interested in a copy, like I said, you can go to Amazon and get one. If you want a signed copy, just put a comment down in the bottom there, and I'll get you a signed copy. Just have to send me some money or Venmo or something like that.
Something like that. That'll work.
Yeah. Well, let's see what else. There's been no updates on the Epstein files other than we're not getting to see them.
Nope.
So, yeah. So look at that.
Yeah, everything else we covered. Yeah, there's your updates as promised.
That's the updates. That's all we got. As far as moving forward here, I texted you that day and said, it was never my intent. I don't know how you feel about it. It was never my intent to go into all the politics, but I just don't feel like we can avoid it. I don't feel like we can.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think.
I really want to tell jokes. I want to laugh and I want to joke about stuff. And
the scary thing is when we're talking about politics, it's hard not to want to joke. But
yes,
yeah, you tell them the wrong joke at the wrong place, we see what happens.
Right, right. Well, it used to be. I don't know if you remember this joke setup or not, where someone would tell a joke about a recent tragedy or something, or somebody that happened to somebody, and they go, "Oh, is that too soon?"
Oh yeah,
too soon. Too soon.
Yeah.
However, I think in this climate, anything would be too soon. Any reference to anything of a negative nature involving what's been going on lately would hit with some really negative response to it.
Yeah, and it's not like we're trying to make light of anything, but you just can't walk around on eggshells for your life. I mean, you gotta understand these things happen, and it's I won't dare say healthy, but just not to be so upset, not so tense all the time.
Well, and that's kind of, it's sort of like with us with trying to find that middle lane there that's not far right or not far left, to be more common sense, because there are people on both ends of it that have their opinions that make no sense. I mean, it seems like if you're one of those folks, I apologize for that. But to me, it seems like it doesn't make sense. Like, you don't want to see the reality of the situation of what's really going on because you're so steeped in your own belief system.
Yeah. I can already hear right now a few fingers getting flicked.
Yeah, I'm going to comment on that. Those bastards.
Trigger. Yeah, no, that's not our intent to.
But along those lines, though, of the difference between reality and fantasy, is I've had a few people come to me this week and make statements, right? Oh, I heard such and so, and this is, and I'm like, it was totally clickbait from somebody's podcast or somebody's Facebook post, but they took it as fact.
Yes.
And it's like, when we get lazy, we get inaccurate.
Yes. Especially if you're passionate about what you see.
Yeah.
Because some people out there, they see something, no fact checking. And I think more now than ever, we need to do that. Because I will see things get reposted, retweeted, and you look at the comments, there's 1,000 comments on something that never even happened. Nothing, So, yeah, I mean, you can't let either side pull you into that side of hate with things that are not true, or just fact check it, or just do a little background on, doesn't take much time.
Now, to circle around, some of the worst things that are happening now is, as we did some AI marketing stuff with Sasquatch. You obviously know that's not real, right?
Right.
But I was watching a video of Mike Rowe. Are you familiar with Mike Rowe, the Dirty Jobs guy? And he was saying, I just wanted to set the record straight. And he's got his laptop there, and he flips it around, and it's him by his laptop, and he pushes the button there, and the thing does the commercial, and he goes, I just want you to know, that is not me. It looks like me, and it kind of sounds like me, He said, but that's not me. And I wanted everybody to know that, this is not accurate. It's not true. It's not real. The problem is, though, as a consumer of this stuff, as we are in the dark as to when something. Now I think you can pretty much tell when something is really off base.
Yeah.
That can't be right.
Definitely can, but given where AI was this time last year to where it is now, and to where it'll be this time next year, it's going to be pretty hard for people to, a lot of people to discern what's real and what's not. I think.
I mean, I can see us. We could put our images. In fact, we could do that now. We could put our images on the AI.
See how real it comes out.
See how real it comes out. Yeah. In fact, excuse me. I told it to do one with 2 different Sasquatches, talking and having and drinking coffee, and I probably shouldn't post it, but maybe I'll share it with you now. Watch this. So I don't know how that came about. Was they have what they call assets under the AI thing. So the assets that you have are listed by number. So when I said I want 2 Sasquatches sitting side by side, drinking coffee, talking about, Larry and George. Right. And the one comment was supposed to be, the one Sasquatch says, I think Larry is funnier than George. And then the other Sasquatch, yeah, but George has hair. And then the 2 of them were supposed to laugh. So I put that in there, and then I put the coffee cup mug as the image in there. Well, when it came back, it was you sitting across from yourself, as you saw, holding the coffee cup.
Beside
and I'm like,
myself, yeah.
That was $10 down the drain almost, And I'm like, so that was what got me upset with this runway.
$10 for 2 of me is a good deal. Just so
that's true. Yeah, it's a good deal. 2 for 10.
2 for 10.
That's a great deal. But so anyway, so that was, and it wasn't you. It was the likeness on the logo. Yeah. So it was funny, but at the same time, it was like frustrating.
Did notice that one of them actually did have hair, or it looks like I had hair. Did you see that? The one where the image is free floating. I was like, wait, where did the image with hair comes from? I've never seen that one before.
You're talking about the one that doesn't actually have the hoodie; it's just on his chest.
Yes.
Yeah, because it did seem free floating on.
It's like a little.
Well, I think it looked like it had hair because it was dark against his dark skin, so you saw his hair.
It's vectorized, probably. It was just his hair. Okay, that makes sense.
Because you wouldn't have hair.
I do not.
But you do have hair, though. You shave. I mean, because I can see.
I should be shaving more than I do, but it will grow. But if you guys look at some of the pictures where I do have hair, that's about the extent of it. It won't grow anymore beyond that.
Now, your whole life or just your older age?
No, because back when I was young.
Tell me about how big did you have your hair?
I used to have the Jerry curl. I had it was shoulder length. I had the
Coming to America kind of thing.
Oh yeah, with the greasy collar, the whole 9 yards.
The grease on the sofa.
So flow. Oh man, it never and. For those who've never experienced it, it might be slightly exaggerated if you've seen Coming to America or the old, what was the Hollywood Shuffle movie with Robert Townsend? Yeah. Robert Townsend. Slight exaggerations, but the struggle was real. You had to keep that stuff juiced up, man, or it will dry up and shrivel up like top ramen, so.
And get brittle?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I never had any break off. I've seen videos of people like, the joking videos where like the hair would just literally snap off. Yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure if you perm it too much or you put that relaxer and stuff in there, it'll probably just like crack and fall off. But after a while.
So when did you start shaving?
Probably in my 30s.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just, I think I was more active, working a lot more. And it was one of those things I just didn't want to have to maintenance. The brushing,
right.
And trying to keep the oil out of my hair and things like that. I'll try to keep the oil in, because the scalp gets dry. But
So I want to hit you with something now. I just want you to think about it. You don't have to say yes right now.
Right.
But Deb and I are part of a vacation club, right? And so we get 40,000 points every year to use on our vacation club. Well, it costs 10,000 points for a 7-night stay, which means we have 30,000 points. We only get 1 week a year. And then I just got a call from them saying that we also have 2 all-inclusive wristbands. So I was thinking that in the spring, you and Susie and Deb and I go down to Cancun, bring the camera equipment, and do some of these 2 guys from down there.
Oh man,
and all you'd have to do is pay for your airfare.
That sounds awesome.
Everything else would be covered, except for tipping. You don't have to do the tipping thing.
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to do the tipping. Yeah, no, that sounds good.
Would you be interested in that? We'd have to find the date, that would work for everybody.
Mexico. I mean, who would?
Are you pretty easy to?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So there you go. We're probably gonna be doing this from Cancun in the spring.
Our little gimbals and all that other stuff. Probably I have a drone by then. Hope that
Yeah?
people do some actual drone footage.
Can you bring a drone to Mexico?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I have a good friend that travels a lot, and he's I guess I could plug him. He's Broken Head Productions. If you look up Broken Head Productions, you'll see a lot of very, very good drone videos. He's the guy that got me started in drones, and came up here one time in Oregon, took a couple of videos and watched him edit it, put it to music, and he posted it. And I think I immediately went out and got my drone like the next day.
Did you see the drone video of us in Cancun on the yacht?
On the boat? Yeah.
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 So that was pretty cool. I mean, that was, kind of fun to do.
Did
that.
you have somebody do that?
Yeah, that was somebody at the dock there. We paid him to do that.
Okay, so he launched from the dock.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Yeah, he didn't launch from the boat.
Do
no.
not launch from the boat.
Yeah.
Never launch from the boat. I don't care how much control you think you have.
Well, because one of the things is that the drone is supposed to come back to where it landed, right?
Right.
So if the boat's not there anymore.
So if the boat's not, well, you have to be a good pilot. If you're going to take off from somewhere that's moving, you can always fly it back to you because you have the, you're watching
yeah.
it from the camera. So it takes a little bit of skill to do, which I feel
Yeah,
pretty
you can
confident.
do that. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
But just the taking off, if you don't clear that boat in time, man, you're in trouble. And obviously you want to stop because you can bring a drone down to your hand, you grab it and you flip it over. It'll sense itself off. Yeah, it'll turn itself off. So that's a safe way of doing it. And it's pretty easy to fly drones. I mean, they pretty much fly themselves. But if you never take off on a boat, never take off on anything moving, don't do that.
So I think that'd be a great idea. I already talked to
love it.
Deb about it. She's all up for it, and I think that'd be a fun time. And we wouldn't really spend that much time doing a couple hours. Maybe we do 2 or 3 while we're down there. And,
yeah, you can meet fascinating people. Probably talk to people and
Yeah.
get some stories from some of them.
And we do it from the pool side.
Oh man,
Set it up there.
Swim a pool with drinks. And,
Yeah.
oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah,
That
I'd have
sounds
to lose some weight for then, but
Yeah. You probably won't see any bikini shots.
Probably not. Well,
be from here
yeah,
on.
I'll be wearing a t-shirt, my these 2 guys t-shirt, on there. But anyway,
Why did you pixelate from here down? It's for your
because
safety.
because it's offensive, and we didn't want to have offensive content on the video.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. We'll get that squared away then. We'll see if we can get that.
We'll
date going.
talk to her.
Yeah. You don't think Susie will say, "No, I'm not going to go down to Cancun"?
I think her only concern would be on the camera. She probably wouldn't want to be on
Well, no,
the
she don't have to be on the camera.
Oh, I know.
It's just us on the camera.
Yeah. I think if she's not on the camera, she's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. And maybe
She's
we'll find
camera shy.
Yeah, like we had our concierge when we were down there. He did video for us. He did some shots for us.
Oh,
But if we set this up like this, where we steady cameras, but then we could have some motion video too. Like us, maybe someone holding a camera or something like that. We'll have to get more cameras.
doing something
Oh,
fun.
geez, more cameras. I hate that. I'd have to buy
just
more
like-
cameras. I love buying stuff. It's really bad. I
I'd
have an
get one of those
addiction.
360s. That's what I've been looking for. I wanted to get one of those a long time ago, and it's
Attached to the back of your motorcycle?
yeah. That was the sad thing. The first time I saw one was actually a guy laying his motorcycle down,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Why is the camera following him?" I didn't realize what those things were at the time, but
Yeah.
pretty decent.
Yeah. I like those. But then when something goes wrong and these people that do things on motorcycles, I just don't understand why they're so crazy to do this stuff. I mean, this one guy was riding at 120 miles an hour down the freeway between tractor trailers, between 2 side-by-side tractor trailers. And then he got it up to 180 miles an hour on the freeway.
Just showing my in-laws the death wobble at 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah.
I was like,
I mean, I don't know if everybody's experienced a death wobble. It's when you, on a motorcycle, certain moves will make the front end kind of cavitate left to right. And do you ever understand what the science was of what causes a death?
no, and I've never experienced one. So I was like, when I saw it, I was like,
lucky. You're so lucky.
Now, I had a friend of mine that happened to. He was an instructor pilot in Arizona. And I was actually driving home one night and I saw these lights on the side of the road and I saw him on the other side of the road. And, I stopped and then the ambulance came and we got him taken to the hospital. But he said the front end just started shaking. And I'm like, nah, you were drunk.
Yeah.
You were back at the bar drinking, weren't you? But no, I mean, his blood alcohol came back normal. It wasn't. He actually apparently had a death wobble and didn't get it under control.
And death wobbles are one of the hardest things to recover from because you can't keep your hands on the handlebar while it's doing this. I mean, it's cavitating as fast as you're moving. And you don't want to fight against it. You don't want to brake. You don't want to, you either want to let it
Can you
ease
rear
out.
brake?
No, you don't want to rear brake.
Oh, can't brake at all. So you just got to.
You just got to ride it out. Slow down. You can just let the bike slow down. The one I had, I just basically loosely held the steering wheel, the handlebars, and just let it keep going until the bike slowed down enough where I got control again. And
Did it make you not want to get back up to speed?
yes, yeah. If you're
'Cause you
not
didn't know
changing
what-
your shorts after one of those things, man, you got balls of steel, because
man.
it is the scariest thing ever. Because you don't, there's a video out there with a guy. I think he's like on a Harley or something. He's wearing a T-shirt and he has a death wobble, and the bike literally spins around while he's on the freeway.
Oh, geez.
So I don't know if he back braked or not, but the bike literally spins around. And the one that I saw that I was showing the in-laws, it cuts it off there. But I've seen the one where actually the bike goes down years ago. I think they've edited it out or cut it since then. But it is super scary because, mine, I was shifting lanes. I think I caught one of those little,
Like the divot in the road where
Divot in
they
the
have the
road.
little
Yeah.
cutout where they have the passing line.
I think that's what caused it, because when I was switching lanes and I was going into the fast lane is when I hit it, and then when I went to go turn the bike to get straight is when I started feeling it. And this was on my V-Rod, so which is a lot lighter than the Suzuki Boulevard that I have. So thank God it was that and not the bigger bike.
So Larry and I, as you can probably tell, we're big riders. We love to ride, and I think we do more trips than you do, though. You don't do a lot of trips.
I haven't done a lot of trips. No. My bike is set up. I don't know, how big is your gas tank on your bike? Like 5 gallons? Yeah. A Suzuki Boulevard has 3 gallons.
And it eats it.
And it eats it up. It's basically designed for racing. That's what the R stands for. It's a monster racing bike, more like a monster cruiser racing bike. And plus it has a power commander on it, which is kind of like chip on a sports car. And that just drinks that gas. So you guys have to stop every
100 miles?
Every 80 miles.
Really? So
Yeah.
you only get like 30 miles a gallon?
About 30 miles or so, yeah.
Wow. That wouldn't be fun.
No. That's why I don't do trips on it.
Yeah, we get about 200, 210, sometimes 220, depending on that, So we get about 40 miles a gallon.
We'd go on one. I can get some saddlebags with some gas.
Saddlebags with gas in it.
Gasoline
Yeah.
in it. Yeah, no.
I saw a video of that the other day. A guy had one set up. He was doing cross country stuff, and on the back he had like a little roll cage back there, and he had gas in there.
tanks.
But the gas actually fed right into his tank.
Oh, okay.
So he didn't have to stop and put it in.
Like
when
a
his
jerry can. What do they call those?
I don't know
things?
what they're called, but it does. That's what it did. So
Wow.
yeah.
But yeah, I'd definitely do more trips if I can get more gas out of it, more mileage out of it.
Well, you could always get a cruiser. You could always get an ultra classic or something like
I
that.
could.
But you're not.
I could.
You don't like the stigma.
No. I'm fine with Harleys. I love Harleys. I love a
Well, you had
gold
your
wing.
V-Rod.
Yeah, I'm a V-Rod. It could be a gold wing. It could be anything really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
What's the way we are? We're not. I mean, we have Harleys, but we're not. We don't sit there and look
Not
down
Harley
at somebody if they
snobs.
don't have a Harley. Because the important thing is get out in there and ride.
Yes.
Get on 2 wheels.
There's nothing like it.
The freedom, I just can't tell you. I don't. Obviously, you have to pay attention to the road when you're out there, but there's this idea that your mind just clears up.
Yes.
And I can't really explain how that happens or why that happens, but it's like all of a sudden, it's like this freedom,
Yeah.
And the fact is, there's something about being able to see everything. We live on the Oregon coast, so when you drive down the Oregon coast and you get to Bandon and you get to down south that area, past Bandon, towards the California border, there's areas there that look like Hawaii.
Yeah.
And you're riding that, and it just takes your breath away.
I would say the wind blowing in your hair, but for me, it's just the wind blowing over your scalp.
And if you're wearing a helmet,
Yeah.
and of course Oregon has a helmet law, which I'm glad they do because I might not wear one if they didn't.
Yeah. I'd probably be in the same boat.
Well, you don't really have a helmet.
Mine is it's a skull cap.
Yeah, it's what they called is a brain bucket.
Brain bucket. It's a costume. It's more like a costume type thing.
Yeah.
It's not a real helmet.
But you're not the only one who wears them. A lot of people wear
Oh, a
them.
lot of people wear it.
Is it because it's light?
It's lighter, it breathes a little better, and I usually only wear it when I'm in town.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing like a little small stint around town, I'll wear that. But if I'm going anywhere else, I put my full helmet on.
Well, we'll go on a ride where it's like a 5-day ride, and the first day we'll be on the bike 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
A full face, full helmet. I mean, your neck is just like,
Yeah, trying to hold everything.
yeah. And it hurts. Your head actually hurts, even if and I don't know if people know this, people that don't ride, there's different shapes to your helmet. So they have two bases. They have like an oval and then a round. So for people that have oval heads, more oblong, then you want to buy a helmet that fits that kind of head. And if you have a rounder head, then you want to get a helmet that's got kind of a rounder interior in there. So it's like,
And it's important to get the right fit.
yeah, and you got to get the right fit. So you can have the right, skull orientation, but if you don't have the right fit and it's too tight or it's too loose, that can be a problem too. Yeah. I didn't know we were going to talk about motorcycles today.
I love motorcycles.
Yeah.
It's a good subject. Good segue.
You painted yours.
I did. I painted it burnt orange,
Yeah.
which is.
I don't mean, and I don't mean he had it painted. I mean he painted it.
I literally cleared, taped, and it's a two-tone. It's black and a burnt orange. We can show you a quick picture here if you're interested in seeing it.
Yeah, we just pop it up there on the screen. Yeah. That's a pretty bike.
Yeah, it's pretty not bad. And then I have a cafe racer that I'm building. It's kind of a Frankenstein project right now on top of the other projects that I have, which is the Corvair. But this is a 1983 Yamaha Virago 750. And it's in the process of becoming a cafe racer, which cafe racers are old European style bikes, super uncomfortable, kind of high handlebar, high seat, almost like a 10-speed style bike, but it's not meant for long rides. They're just for racing. Hence the name Cafe Racer. And it's a hodgepodge. It's a 83 frame. Front end is off of a 2006 Ninja. And it's not Frankenstein, just jerry rigged. There are specific parts that you can buy that are made and designed for those two to work together for the cafe race, racer enthusiast. Along with all the bearings and everything in the neck are all properly sourced and designed and built, so you don't have to worry about the safety there.
So let me ask you, how, because you do a lot of this. You're doing the Corvair, you do the cafe racer, you did the Boulevard. When did you know that you wanted to or that you could do? Because to me, I'd think of a project like that and I'm like, I'd be afraid I'd get the wrong forks that wouldn't match and I'd have to get different forks, or I'd get the wrong, whatever. And then
there's a lot of that.
Is there?
There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of trial
you
and
go
error?
to one of our garage sales, you'll see a lot of extra bike parts that were purchased that no longer have a use because they didn't fit or it wasn't the right thing. There's a lot of trial and error, a lot of forums, a lot of research you have to look up. Which company does what.
So you didn't just blindly start doing this.
No.
No,
I did my research beforehand. The funny story is, when I was 19, after the big earthquake, I used to work for this guy named Steve Barlindahl. Great guy. He's a stonemason, and he would have these like little strange haikus and stuff every now and then, little words of wisdom. And Steve Barlindahl, he had one eye. Guy used to smoke cigarettes like crazy. We did very little work when I worked for him, but he was very efficient. What he did is, we built a fireplace. Guy taught me everything I know, and he said one time to me, he said, Larry, there's not one thing that a man can do that another man can't do, barring any mental and physical limitations. And that just stuck with me. Yeah. So whenever I wanted to do something, if I'm like, well, I got enough hands and toes, and my brain is still somewhat functioning, I would just go and try it.
Well, it's like, I'm the same way on the construction end. Unlike you, though, I don't do a lot of research. I draw it out and I say, oh, this looks like it's going to work. And then I do it. And so far, I haven't had to redo anything, but I built our shop out there. I built that from scratch. I built the bathroom on here, remodeled that house that we have in town there. So, that's one of the things that I like to do. I like to work with my hands on that kind of stuff and do that. So we have that similarity in common. You're just doing it mechanically, and I can live under a roof that I built, but I don't know that I could ride a motorcycle that I built.
Yeah, that's a little scary. It is a little scary. I mean, I've checked all the tolerances, checked the torque specs and things like that, and so I feel okay.
I won't even change my own tire on a motorcycle.
No?
No.
Oh man.
I take it to the shop and let them do it.
I ripped I think if I can have some pictures of it here, I ripped that boulevard apart. I mean, completely down to motorcycle and frame, wheels removed. I mean, everything. I even balanced the tires when I put them back on.
Wow.
So, yeah. You've rode it. I mean, it runs.
Yeah.
Rides
Oh no,
pretty
it runs great. I mean, I don't have a problem with riding something somebody else did, but I have a problem
If you did.
If I did, I'd be like, yeah, I know how I am. I know how I am. I didn't turn something right. I mean, it's like in the days when you used to rebuild carburetors, always had parts left
Always
over.
a piece. Yeah, an extra jet laying around.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I never did figure that out, and they always ran. So I have no excuse for why there was extra parts laying around, but that's just kind of the way it was. Yeah.
Well, I think your projects, like even with AI, you're very tenacious is a good word still to use. You know what you're looking for. You know what the outcome that you want.
Right.
And you know how to drive yourself to achieve those. And I think your construction work shows a lot of common sense. You're not putting things where
Yeah, what I do is I look at a lot of things that I see. I've seen something that's already been built, and I go, okay, that makes sense there. And the shop I built wasn't flawless by any means.
Right.
I mean, my trusses, I built all my trusses by myself. They're not all perfect.
But you know what the skeletons are. The average person would see
they
it
wouldn't.
and
They
not
wouldn't.
know.
But the tolerances are close enough to where, I mean, I've had it up for 5 years now. It doesn't leak.
Yeah.
Doesn't have any animals living inside it. So I must have done something right.
You did
That's why I
something
look at
right.
it. Yeah. Well, God, we went all over the place.
We did. Oh, we hope you enjoyed it too, because there's
Yeah.
the inner workings of our minds.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. Yeah. Saw something shiny. But we'll be back with more now, Larry. I understand you're gonna have a busy week.
I am.
We'll see if we can get another one in for next week. But if we can't, that's fine. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah.
But I certainly like the momentum we have here and to keep going. So now I just have to remember what we said we were going to put in the video that we already had in there.
That means a rewatch and some editing.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. That's what comes up next, the behind the scenes stuff. So, but we appreciate you watching. Remember, like and subscribe.
Yep. Comment.
If you want a book, I forgot. If you want a book, you can comment there, or you can go to Amazon.com, and it's called Shades of Eden. And
You can get your signed copy if you want to send a comment right below, right down there. Put a comment in, say, I'd like a signed copy. Reach out to George.
Yeah.
Or you can email him at george@these2guys.com as well.
that's right. And Larry at these2guys.com. And if you want merchandise, go to these2guys.com/merch. Or you can just go to these2guys.com, click on the top of the page there. Merchandise is there. It's been expanding. We've expanded. We've added a few more items to it. So as we keep doing this, we'll have more things available for you. We hope you at least, if you can't financially support us, which we're not asking you to, at least buy a piece of merchandise. That'll help us put a little money back into this, because it does cost a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. And subscriptions cost nothing. So
Yep, it's free.
click notifications, 0 charge to you.
Yeah. So see you next week.
See you next week, hopefully. Till then.
It's these two guys. These two guys. It's these two guys.